Hi everyone, my name is Kwanu, and I'm gonna talk about how India has been changing my life. So this is how my Instagram blew up. So when I visited Mumbai, it was my first ever trip to India, by the way. I've realized this Korean hype is a real thing, and when I decided to visit India again, this time I wanted to leverage Instagram in a much better way. By then, I had like around 100 Instagram followers, thanks to my friends as well, because during my first trip to Mumbai, right in front of the gate of India, we manually did handshaking with everyone there to make 100 followers, asking them to follow my Instagram account and taking photos and all that. Yeah, here's the evidence. And with that, my algorithm was set to targeting Indian audience. And because I was aware of the Korean hype, I thought I really needed the visual, like handsome Korean guy in the video. So one of my closest friends, Seung-hwan, is doing a Korean fashion influencer job. So I've asked him to, let's go to India together. We can do a business, and it's gonna be very successful. India's economy is like going up, and he was very interested, and he said, okay, let's do it. So that's how we got to make this video that blew up. And we did, hi everyone, we're going to India, we want to make more friends, we want to meet more people, because the first thing that we had to do in order to do a business in India was to understand India better. My first trip was only 1 week in Mumbai, and it was also very superficial because we didn't have real Indian friends. So we decided to understand Indian culture better in a way by making friends there. That's why we made such a video of introducing ourselves and telling people we are looking for Indian friends. We are going to India in that period of time for actually 1 month. And we are looking forward to meeting you guys and talking to you, blah blah blah. It blew up within 3 days. I clearly remember that. I uploaded it. We did not expect it to blow up or anything. I uploaded it. It was like very late at night, I think. I just slept. In the morning, it was like skyrocketing. Within 3 days, it reached 10K. Interesting. And then the trip day has arrived. Then the problem was he was supposed to be in a vacation, but he could not make it because of the work thing. So in a rush, I've asked one of my other closest friends, and one of the friends said, okay, sure, I'm interested in India as well. That's how DongGyu, this guy, came along with me to India. 1 month trip to Mumbai, Delhi, and Bangalore. Deliberately went to Mumbai first because I had made some friends there before when I visited India. So I was to ask him or get some help, and also because I went to Mumbai as well, I could guide my friend because my friend never visited India before. I guided him, like I bought him vada pav. He liked it. Other things as well, foods, culture, and all. He was surprised with the mall as well because it was the same. Just like me, he did not expect there would be middle class infrastructure. The middle class have the consuming power and everything. Everything was very surprising to him and me as well. All the interesting things happened when we visited Bangalore. So the first thing was we met 2 interesting people. One person is a girl. She lived in Korea for like 4 or 5 years, I think. Yeah, she is younger than us. By the way, we are I'm born in 2001. My friend was born in 2000, and she was working in an entertainment industry in Korea. And because she was in Bangalore that time, and she got interested in she saw the reel that I uploaded, and she got interested in me and my friend, and she was like kind enough to give us the help of understanding India and Bangalore, especially because she was Bangalorean. She guided us in many different places, how Bangalore is like, and told us many different interesting stories as well, how South India and North India are different. I heard South Indian people tend to be more darker skinned, lighter skin in North India. North Indian foods are more oily, while South Indian foods tend to be a bit, I would say, from my impression, healthier, because we like the Bangalore bun a lot, the South Indian breakfasts. It was very healthy, it was very light and delicious. Yeah, these kind of stuff, everything was very interesting. We met this girl, and she also, because she had this uniqueness of understanding both of the cultures, right? Korean culture, because she lived there for like many years. She's born in Bangalore, and she also lived in the UAE, I think Dubai. So she had this relatively more objective perspective on those countries. It really helped us to understand India in I would say relatively more precise, objective manner. Another interesting person that I met was this Indian girl guided me to visit Mysore as well. When I visited Mysore Palace, I took a photo of the Mysore Palace. It was beautiful, by the way. Mysore itself was very clean. I met some of my followers in Mysore as well. I ran into them when I was visiting the Mysore Zoo. Anyways, when I uploaded the photo of Mysore Palace on my Instagram, this guy, just random guy, texted me and saying, "Bro, you're in India right now? That's so cool. I used to live there." "What you mean? Like you used to live there?" And I asked my the girl that would this be true or not? She said, "I highly doubt it," but he was interesting enough. I said, "Bro, that's interesting." We met, and it turns out it was true. So he's the royalty of the Mysore family. And it was very interesting as well. I would say it was my first time talking to royalty in my lifetime, and the royalty who still had the money. Money does not mean power always, but if you have enough money, then usually it means power in this capitalistic society. And I've heard so many good things about the Mysore family, Wadir family as well. So just as like what I heard, he was super good in treating people, foreigners. He was very kind. He was very welcoming, polite. From the accent, I could tell he was educated as well. And coincidentally, he also is currently a college student in the UK. So we had this kind of common traits. So everything was so interesting. We became good friends. Yeah, it was very interesting. But then the very interesting part is my friend DongGyu. He on the 20th, I think on the 20th day, yeah, he got really sick. So he retired. That's retired meaning he went back to Korea. I think he had a food problem. The diarrhea did not stop. Whatever he ate, everything got made him very sick. And because we were in a foreign country, we got scared, and I did not want to see him, sick all day. So he just went back. Yeah, he retired, and my journey, one person journey started. By that time, when I visited Delhi, it was the last place of the 1 month trip. I was quite exhausted, and because I had some, warning about the safety of Delhi, I wasn't that active as much as I was in Mumbai and Bangalore. So nothing really happened. It was like 4 or 5 days, and I stayed at a hotel most of the time, just interacting with my Instagram followers, doing Instagram live pretty much every day. I did the Instagram live pretty much every day as well. I also did, document all my, daily tour throughout the 1 month journey on Instagram. So if you are interested, you can go to my Instagram account and see, how the journey was like. And just, looking back into the 1 month journey and just, organizing my thoughts and everything. That was how my Delhi trip was like. And then I went back home to Korea. Yeah, when I went back home, the first thing that I did was to go and meet my mentor. So me and my friend who went to India together, we went to see the mentor and told him about everything, how fast growing India is, how already India is up there, how meaning like there's middle class have the consuming power. The Amazon revenue in India is like this big, and all the statistics are telling that the market is good enough to start the business and everything. But the highlight was that we have this Instagram account of 10K followers, and he highly valued it. When he heard about the journey, he told me specifically saying that you, I think, are going to make some money because gathering the people is the hardest part. It's 99% of the business. Once you gather all the people, making money is the remaining 1%. So if you can gather the people like this, if you can test the people, then I think you're gonna make the money. And we asked him what would be the next step, because he's a half a billionaire. He knows pretty much ins and outs of the business sector. He told me, business is all about designing and making money with money. People say business is hard, like most of the people, because most of the people don't have the money and they don't know how to make the money on day one of the business, because that's how it's supposed to be. Unless you can do that, you should never do a business. That's what he thinks. You should never start a business because the risk is too high that you might fuck up your life. If you're rich, then you can fail, learn, and then you're gonna get there. You already have the network and the resources and everything. You might just be an investor. Investor might be a better option actually, because usually that's how the successful, entrepreneurs and business people do. When they become, successful, they just become an investor because you don't have to work, but you still make decent amount of money. But anyways, he told us about that, meaning basically you gotta figure out a way how to make money. Because he was aware of the fact that me and my friend were very techie startup enthusiasts, and he did not think startup is a thing. He did not like the idea of startup, because startup is not, it goes against what he just explains. Startup is like investing all your resources, everything, getting investments from other people as well, meaning just borrowing the money, huge amount of money, diluting your equity, meaning you're grinding all your things, but you don't actually get to own your company like 100%. At the end of the day, when you kind of like IPO your company, you only have like 10% of your company's ownership, something like that. And he thinks that's fucked up. He thinks you have to do your business with your own money. You shouldn't dilute your equity, something like that. So he was aware of the fact that we liked the idea of startup, so he was just giving us a warning. It's not a thing. I don't want to see you guys fucking up your life in your early 20s. It's gonna really it's not, never do that. That was what basically he was saying. His advice was basically to make money right away, and then if you have money, even if it's like small amount, then you can leverage the money and do bigger business. And if you make more money, then you can do bigger business with the money. And once you have like the amount of money that you can try 10 businesses and it's okay to fail 5 businesses, then you can start your own startup. That was his advice. Like the chain of money. We learned that, and we decided to make some money out of it. So when we were traveling India for 1 month, we visited Kotra, and Kotra is basically this Korean organization in charge of trading in between Korea and India. And the Kotra's manager told me that, toward us actually, that currently there are only 2 sectors that's doing well in India. One thing is Korean foods, especially the ramen. The second thing is Korean skincare products. Not Korean cosmetics, because Korean people and Indian people, we have different skin colors and but skincare products, it does not matter. The color does not matter. That's why skincare products are pretty famous. So we know that we have that information. We decided to leverage this. Currently, the market demands more skincare products. So we decided to sell skincare products. The very fun part starts here. When we decided to sell the skincare products to India, we had nothing. We had no money. And the real problem is there was only 1 week left until I go back to India with this one high school kid. Because this high school kid, while I was in Delhi, this kid asked me to bring him to India because he was very interested in India as well in terms of business. So I was like, sure, why not? My vacation hasn't ended and I have some time. My parents are happy to support at least my trip fee. So sure. And because we only had like 1 week left, we were in a hurry. What shall we do? We have to make some money. We have to make some money with selling skincare products. What shall we do? We were aware of 3 different information. So the first thing is the market demands Korean people, like Korean handsome guys, and Korean skincare products in India. Second thing is the Indian influencers, they demand more content materials, or also getting free Korean skincare products. Especially it's gonna be more attractive when the skincare products are not available in India yet, and it's brought by this Korean influencer. At least I would say myself as an influencer because I have 10K followers, because it means basically it's authentic. The third thing is the Korean skincare companies, skincare brands, they also want a way to enter the market, because always the marketing or sales is a difficult thing for most of the brands. But I have the audience. I can cast and gather the influencers as well. I know how to do that. So even though I did not have anything at that moment, because I was aware of this information, I decided to kind of do some politics, business hack, I would say, just connect them all. So this is what happened. Basically, we found this Korean skincare conference happening, a huge one, and me and my friend went there and just did a lot of handshaking with the Korean skincare brand marketing team managers and CEOs of the companies, telling them we are going to India, these 3 metropolitan cities, next week, and we're hosting this K-beauty influencer party, and there will be these amazing Indian influencers coming, and I guarantee you that I can make X amount of viral videos, and the viral videos are going to generate at least million views in India that will help market your brand. That was what we said, and that allowed us to get around, I would say, around
5,000.
dollars amount of Korean skincare products samples for free. That's how I prepared all the samples for the events. And then at the same time, I made this video of like preview video of the party to recruit all the people that are needed for the party, saying, you know, on our Instagram reel, I'll put the link below. You can see what the video was. I'm going to host Korean beauty product influencer party, and I'm happy to host you influencers in India and just normal people. And I'm happy to hear about, you know, any agencies or venues that are interested in cooperating with us. And that kind of blew up. Luckily enough, a lot of influencers, brands, agencies, and also venues showed interest in all 3 of the cities: Mumbai, Bangalore, and Delhi. And that's how I've prepared the Indian side, Indian influencers, Indian venues, and somehow I had this confidence after looking at the statistics of how my content was going viral. You know what? I think I can handle this. That's why I did not cooperate with the agencies. I just did everything by myself. I talked to the venues. I've persuaded the venues that, you know, I cannot pay you, but I think we can sell tickets. Then just share the profits if possible. Or because I'm bringing all the influencers to the party, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have this marketing effect generated, and this is a win-win situation from both of us. So I don't feel this responsibility to pay you at all. And it worked, so I could prepare the venues in all 3 of the cities. And for influencers as well, guys, come. I can't pay you, but I can give you the sample products. And these sample products are not available in India yet. And I think another aspect, another benefit for them was that they could, you know, generate content with me, a Korean guy bringing, you know, Korean skincare products to India, and I had like 10K followers as well, so they could believe in me in some way that I wasn't scamming or something like that. And because I had like decent amount of sample products ready, decent enough to not only give them to the influencers but also to normal people, and all the products, each of them was worth at least like at least 1,000 rupees. So I wasn't ashamed of selling tickets, and because I could give the sample products to pretty much everyone who attended the party who bought the ticket, and the ticket price was different among all the cities. I think Bangalore one was the cheapest, and the Delhi one was the most expensive. Delhi one was 2,000 something. Bangalore one was like 100 something. And Mumbai was in the middle. That was because of the venue. Depending on how much the venue demanded, I had to set the price because I really didn't make money out of those events. Because my purpose was to just successfully finish all the events and get the network with influencers. And turns out, I think everyone liked it. Everyone liked it, I think. Amazing influencers came, amazing party. The venues were all very, very cooperating, very supportive. Influencers as well. Many great contents were generated. I'll show you some of the contents here. And yeah, it was an amazing trip because you know what? The entire trip was 1 week. So basically, I stayed in Mumbai for like 2 days. 2 days. I stayed in Bangalore for like 3 days. I stayed in Delhi for like 2 days. So within 1 week, I prepared all 3 events, and all 3 events happened in one next week. So within 2 weeks, like I had the most intense things happening in my life. So and it was such a special experience for me, and that really gave me the confidence that market is the most important thing. If you have if you know the market, then you can do anything. After the influencer parties, I thought about what kind of business I want to do in India, because um, at that at that time, I think I knew like enough about India to decide what kind of business I wanted to pursue in India, and starting Korean related business seemed intuitive, but I was feeling like Korean thing is pretty big, but it's not gonna make me a billionaire, because I have a big dream. So I wanted to see what would be a bit more of a fundamental industry than Korean entertainment hype. And I thought about what this K-pop and K thing is about. It was all about content, and content is all generated by creators. That's how I fell into creator economy. I thought, fundamentally, it's all about the content creators and content creating. That's everything. That's where everything is starting. That's how I decided to pivot all my business thing from Korean things to influencer and content creation, creator economy thing. Yeah, and right before the end of my summer vacation, I decided to host another event in India, and this time I brought more of my Korean friends, including Seungwan, his friend. His friend is a Korean fashion industries like person, and Seungwan is fashion influencer, and some of the other friends as well. These guys are venture capitalists, and these guys are interested in India's economy. And this time, as I mentioned, I wanted the event to be more of a content creator and creator economy other than the Korean thing. So I announced that I am going to host another event in Bangalore on Instagram, but then in the reel I declared that it's going to be more of a content creator event, meaning I'm going to help you guys, like tell you how you can create better content, and how you can leverage the contents to gather more customers and make more money. That was the thing. I did hooked people with the Korean things. But still, it was pretty clear that it was about content creator things, and everyone, I think, understood because the audience was very different from the previous events. The previous events, pretty much everyone was like K-pop fans or Korean fans or skincare product enthusiasts. But then this time, most of the audience, I would say like half of them were like were interested in meeting these Korean people, but half of them I think were there really for business reason, learn how to make better contents and everything. And the highlight of the event that I was especially proud of was that this 2.8 million subscriber YouTuber Parmita, she came to our event and gave a guest speech. The guest speaker gave an amazing speech. She told about how when she moved to the States, she had nothing, but by starting this content creation, becoming a YouTuber, she could climb up the hierarchy. Basically, it literally changed her life, and the story was very inspiring. And she, off the record, she commented on this event thing, that this event idea and your capability that you demonstrated to execute it in reality were very, very special. Her compliment was like very, very praising. Not gonna lie, it really encouraged me to pursue the things that I did. Yeah, and she also kind of, suggested if we could collaborate on doing this workshop things in a more professional way. Because as far as she knew, and of course I know, there was nothing like this done by influencers, especially because usually when those kind of workshops done for content creators, mostly those are opened by some companies or agencies who have never gone through the experience of becoming content creator, influencer, making success with it and everything. While they didn't go through this process, it kind of does not make sense that they're hosting the events. So I think she had a valid point that if we do the workshop in the right way, it would be much more special and beneficial to the audience. I wanted to do that, but unfortunately, the very next week I had to, come to London for my academics. That's why I could not, do that. But later in the future, we don't know. I'll do that. Also, I mentioned that I brought the VC guys. Those guys were also special because those are venture capitalists in Korea, the youngest venture capitalists. They are in their 20s actually. Their mission is basically two different kind of things. One thing is they are supporting the entrepreneurs, founders who have this passion and mission to change the world. But then most of the time, the investors or VCs are the people who were never a starter founder, and that causes some kind of a conflict between the investors and the starter founders because the investors don't know what it is like to be a starter founder in the first place. Most of the time, they only focus on the Excel sheets. They only focus on the numbers. They come from the finance, the consulting, or they just have the money. But if you think about the money aspect, you really should never become a startup founder. As my mentor told me before, it's such a risky thing. It's unbelievable. It just does not make sense. Startup founders, they have this motivation from their heart because they really want to change the world. and most of the time the investors, if they have never been in the shoe from the first place, they don't understand that. That's why these VC guys, they wanted to change the environment because they have the experience of at least doing the startup things. The second thing is most of the investors are like they are interested in connecting with the young, bright minds, but they don't know how because they're not young anymore. They are investors for a reason. They have made some success in their lifetimes, but then after making the success, they are already like late 30s, 40s, 50s and everything, but they still want the younger bright minds because they want to, you know, invest in the young people. They want to also catch up on the trend, I think, as well. Then because there's no way, there used to be no way for them to connect with the people. That's why these VCs, they owned actually this group organization called Founders in Korea. That's an organization consisting of the top Korean universities, top 5 universities in Korea, all of them who are interested in entrepreneurship and founding startups. And because they were owning this, they could connect those rich investors to the young, bright minds, and that was very appealing to the other investors. Just in case you don't know how the venture capital thing works, it's not that those venture capitalists they have the money. Usually the fund they organize, it's not coming from their pocket. So this venture capitalist, they meet all the other investors, like-minded people, and ask them to invest in their VC and put in the money into the fund. And those people who put the money into the fund are called LPs. So with other people's money, they are investing in the startup founders. So it's kind of a wrapper of other investors, I would say. Pretty much. But it's a decent business because they usually get the salary from the fund. So let's say you have like 5 million fund, 5 million USD dollars amount of fund, and you get like 2% of the fund as your annual salary, then it's a decent amount of salary actually. I mean, it does not make sense though. The number is too big. 2% for 5 million fund, it's too big. But anyways, that's how it works. Let's say it's like 500 million fund, then yeah, it's a good salary business. But anyways, so these guys are pretty smart as well. These guys are pretty smart, and because I told good stories about India, how Indian people are very warm-hearted, how Indian economy is like skyrocketing, how culture we have very similarities as well. They came along with me. They could not attend the event, but then the very next day, they came to Bangalore, and then in Bangalore, because they already have the connections with the startup founders, especially the Korean startup founders. And one of the Korean startup founders, they had the connection with one of the successful serial entrepreneurs in India, who was in Bangalore. So that guy connected us to the successful serial entrepreneur, and we visited, I think it was Whitefield, right? White Field of Bangalore, the east side, where usually the non-Bangalorean rich people reside in. It was amazing. I'll show you some of the videos. Yeah, and this kind of allowed also me to get connections with the startup founders in India, some of the investors in India as well, and they also liked the experience in India as well. Yeah, everything was amazing. India is always giving me gifts, Hopefully I'm also able to give like good experiences and good things to India as well. Hopefully, at least whoever I meet, I praise India, and it comes from like my heart. I mean it when I say India is the next thing. India has amazing potential. Indian people, unlike how the media portrays, usually most of the time Indian people are so supportive, warm-hearted, kind. They are willing to converse with you in an open way. Yeah, hopefully that's doing some work. And kind of it's kind of a demonstration that I was able to bring these amazing talented people to India. The Korean fashion influencer Seunghwan is very talented as well. Those VC guys, those guys are super special in Korea as well because they are the youngest venture capitalists in Korea, and these guys are pretty famous as well. Yeah, these kind of things. I don't know what's gonna happen next time, but I'm going to document my journey consistently. So yeah, see you in the near future. By the way, if there was any part of the video that you want to hear more about, then just use the comment section. Then I'll try to make videos around them. Cheers.